Hello and welcome to Life in 2030, a podcast produced by QuantumRun.com that focuses on the trends and innovations that will shape your world over the next 2 decades. My name is David, and I'm your host. In this season, we're exploring the impact our generation will have on shaping the future of humanity. To that end, we'll use this episode to explore the emerging field of brain-computer interfaces, or BCI for short. It's a field that's already allowing amputees to control their prosthetic arms simply through the use of their thoughts. But in a few decades, BCI will allow you to control everyday items simply by thinking about them. Kind of like those old infomercial clapper gadgets that let you turn off lights with a simple... Only in the case of BCI, its ability to make thoughts and data interchangeable opens up a world of opportunities, from surfing the web matrix style to tech-enabled telepathy, and in particular to this episode, convicting criminals of hard-to-prove crimes. So, to bring this idea to life, our team here at Quantum Run put together this scenario to give you a preview of the themes this episode will cover. Enjoy!
More about gel coat.
When the fourth round was...
Don't you call in the... More importantly, he knew what he was talking about.
Oh, does it look good already? Okay.
Jumbo Scampi for limited.
All for a price that will make you...
How the hell am I supposed to pay?
It's time. Get up.
I'm here, John. Just like I promised. They're ready for you.
Yeah, all right. Let's get this over with.
Officer, either slow down or ease up on my client's arm. John, listen. I know what you must be feeling right now. That's why it's so important that you remember everything I told you. Once you're inside that room, I won't be able to protect you. Just stay calm. Keep your mind clear. It's just like our coach used to tell us before each of our football matches. John, the most important thing is to not let yourself get emotional. Don't allow yourself to react to anything it says or anything it shows you in that room. It's programmed to frustrate you.
Hold here.
We don't have much time. John, again, nothing you say in there can be used at the trial. You aren't obligated to say anything, see anything, or think anything. It'll do everything it can to make you react the way it wants, but don't let it. Their thought warrant only allows 15 minutes of access to your mind. Do you understand?
Yes. Yeah. I understand. Thank you, Josh. Thank you for being here.
We'll get through this. Just stay strong in there.
Hold here.
I'll be waiting right here for you once it's over.
Come on, right through
Remember
there.
everything I said.
Sit there and wait until it begins.
Mr. Jonathan Reese. On this day, Thursday, May 8th, in the year 2042, Judge Anthony Masquo and the state of Michigan has authorized the use of a search warrant for your mind. The warrant was approved because there is probable cause to believe the memories and thoughts within your mind may conceal evidence that may lead to the resolution of the murder of Ms. Claudia Epson. During this search warrant, you will speak only when spoken to. This search warrant lasts for 15 minutes and begins now at 14:28. Mr. Reese, do you know who is responsible for the murder of Claudia Epson? Did you murder Claudia Epson? Mr. Reese, do you recognize the scene being projected onto the mirror in front of you? It is Claudia, Mr. Reese. I can understand why you are shutting your eyes. She is lying on a bed soaked with her own blood. It was equally difficult for the medical team to see when they found her. Mr. Reese, to be honest, this whole thing is a formality. We have copies of the texts and phone calls between you and Miss Epson in the days leading to her murder. We know, John. We have security footage and witnesses placing you in the neighborhood around Claudia Epson's house within 30 minutes of her death. Security footage from the area's municipal drones found the car you abandoned near the lake. Actually, it was clever of you to steal one of those old manual Toyotas. Your autonomous car would have given you away far too easily. Now how about you make this easier on yourself and tell us where you threw away the knife you used to kill Claudia? That you stabbed her with 11 times. Did you throw it out the window during your drive out of the area? Did you throw it into the lake near where you abandoned your car? Ah, so you buried it. Mind telling me where? Were there people nearby when you buried the knife? Anyone in the woods behind you? How far were you from the nearest park road? We are done here. Thank you for your help, Mr. Reese. We have a very good idea about where the knife is buried. Our survey drones are now en route to locate it. Officer Andrews, please escort Mr. Reese back to his cell.
Well, that was an overly dramatic way to open a podcast. Crime thrillers aside, what the story highlighted was a future scenario where neuroscience succeeds in perfecting the technology behind reading thoughts. As mentioned earlier, this technology, BCI, will have an outsized impact on our culture, the business world, and national security. But perhaps its biggest impact will be on our legal system. Before we dive into this brave new world, let's take a quick overview of the past and present use of thought-reading tech in our current legal system. The idea of an invention that can read minds was first introduced in the 1920s. The invention was the polygraph, a machine invented by Leonard Keeler, who claimed it could detect when a person was lying by measuring fluctuations in a person's breathing, blood pressure, and sweat glands. But, as you can imagine, the wider scientific community wasn't overly convinced by Keeler's claims. A variety of factors can affect your breathing and pulse. I mean, just because you're nervous doesn't necessarily mean you're lying. And yet, while not used as often, the polygraph has stuck around. Just think of all the times you've seen it in your favorite TV cop show. All in all, even though the science is shaky, the demand for thought-reading devices within law enforcement is as strong as ever. In fact, numerous advances in neuroscience, combined with elaborate computer algorithms, powered by monstrously expensive supercomputers, are making surprising headway in our quest to scientifically spot a lie. Let's throw out some examples. Recent research studies where people were asked to make true and false statements while undergoing scans from a functional MRI found that people's brains generated far more mental activity when telling a lie as opposed to telling the truth. While far from foolproof, these early results are leading researchers to believe that to tell a lie, one first has to think of the truth and then spend extra mental energy manipulating it into another narrative, as opposed to the singular step of simply telling the truth. This extra activity directs blood flow to the frontal brain region that's responsible for creating stories, an area that's rarely used when telling the truth, but is used often when telling a lie. And it's this blood flow that fMRIs can detect. Another approach to lie detection involves lie detecting software that analyzes a video of someone talking and then measures the subtle variations in their tone of voice, as well as facial and body gestures, all to determine whether a person is telling a lie. Early results found that the software is 75% accurate in detecting deception compared to humans who scored at 50%. And yet, even as impressive as these early advances are, they pale in comparison to what BCI will make possible by the late 2030s. Early and successful BCI experiments involved people using their thoughts to turn household appliances on and off, having people's thoughts translated into a text message, recording thoughts, decoding dreams. One experiment even had one wired-up person in France think the word hello, and then another wired-up person in India hear that hello in his mind. Actually, hear probably isn't the right word. Perceive, maybe? Well, that's a debate for another time. What I'm trying to get at is that this tech already exists. It's only 2 decades away from being perfected, and when it comes, lawyers and state prosecutors will be all over it. Now comes the important part. In the United States, the Fifth Amendment states that no person shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself. In other words, you're not obliged to say anything to the police or in a court proceeding that can incriminate yourself. This principle is shared by most nations that follow the Western-style legal system. However, can this legal principle continue to exist in a future where thought-reading technology becomes commonplace? Does it even matter that you have the right to remain silent when future police investigators can use this technology to read your thoughts? Some legal experts believe that this principle only applies to testimonial communication that's verbally shared, leaving the thoughts in a person's head to be free rein for the government to investigate. If this interpretation were to go unchallenged, we could see a future where the authorities can get a search warrant for your thoughts. Luckily, we're still a few decades away from the public needing to vote on this issue, but if thought-reading devices were to become normalized, they would have an outsized impact on legal proceedings. Consider these possible outcomes. First, this thought-reading technology will significantly improve the success rate of finding key evidence, just like our radio play highlighted earlier. It will significantly reduce the prevalence of fraudulent lawsuits. Jury selection can be improved by more effectively weeding out bias from those selected to decide on the fate of the accused. Similarly, this technology will substantially reduce the incidence of convicting innocent people. It will improve the resolution rate of escalated domestic abuse and conflict situations that feature hard-to-resolve he-said-she-said accusations. The corporate world will employ this technology heavily when resolving conflicts through arbitration. Small claims court cases will be resolved faster, and long-term, thought-reading tech may even replace DNA evidence as a key conviction asset. But when looking at the bigger societal picture, once the wider public becomes aware that this technology exists and is being actively used by the authorities, chances are that it will scare away a wide range of criminal activity before they're even committed. The downside, and there's always a downside with these kinds of future technologies, is that it also brings up the issue of Big Brother overreach, as well as the shrinking space for personal privacy. But as always, those are topics for future podcasts. So what do you think? Is thought-reading technology all it's cracked up to be? Will it play a big role in our legal system, or will it be banned altogether? Where else do you think thought-reading technology might play a big role in our future society? Send us your thoughts at feedback@quantumrun.com. We'll publish the most thoughtful feedback on our website. Or post a comment on one of our Future of Law articles also published on quantumrun.com. We go into way more detail about this topic there, and the links to all of these articles are listed in the podcast description below. As for the music you heard throughout this podcast, it was composed by Carl Kutowski. Finally, want to support the show? Then be sure to subscribe, like, heart, share, review, and recommend this podcast to your friends. The more support we get from fans like you, the more often we can publish new episodes. It really does help. That's it for now, but be sure to join us for another episode of Life in 2030.